Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Creative Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Byron Craig, and today I have my dear friend on the podcast. She is the founder, CEO of the Millionaire Mermaid. She is the founder and CEO of Pickleball Escapes. She is a pickleball queen in all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my good friend, Raysha Canup.
Hello. I'm honored to be here and excited to talk to you.
Oh, I'm grateful that you did it. The very first time I met you, our mutual friend Eve Batoba told me, he's like, hey, you know her? I was like, no, I just started like doing stuff. He's like, bruh, Raysha, she is a pickleball fiend. And he's like, she beats me every time. I'm like, bro,
that's so funny.
I didn't know if pickleball was like that. He was like, cause I mean, you're not like tall, like you would think like a typical pickleball person would be.
Yeah. And I think typical pickleball to me, or at least most people, is probably like older generation. It's not really seen as like a competitive sport. So.
But you were telling me the other day when we were hanging out at the event that pickleball's been around for a long time.
It has. Yeah. It's been around over 50 years. People just, I think in the past few years, especially with COVID, started playing more. And then like a professional association started in 2019, which brought a lot more eyes to it.
Because Tom Brady's like an owner of a team, right?
He is, yeah. One of the MLP teams.
What's the difference between, like, is there different leagues? Like,
there's different. Yeah. So there's actually a lot, but the main ones, especially here in the US, are your PPA, which is your traditional play. And then you have MLP, which is your team style. Both are a lot of the same players, just different styles and different formats.
Got it. Makes sense. Well, now I just got to add something else on my big board of things I want to own one day. I got to own a pickleball team. I mean,
I'm right there with you.
Hey, co-owners, dude.
Let's do it.
Done. Is it expensive to own?
Yeah, it is.
How expensive we talking?
I mean, I think people put millions in.
Yeah. Nothing's too big for Jesus.
That's right.
So Raysha, tell the good people, like, who is Raysha?
Ooh, that's a good question. That could go a lot of ways and for like 5 hours.
Hey, I got time. We got time.
Right now, Raysha is a daughter of the King, loved by Jesus. Just walking through the doors he's opening, trying to make an impact in people's lives. That's kind of what it boils down to where I'm at now. I've been a lot of places and through a lot of things, and I feel like I've lived probably like 10 different lives already. It's just like pivoting and changing with the way that God has moved and just different things in life. But I'm from a small town in Arkansas. I grew up there. I moved to Dallas to the city for college. I've been moving and traveling other places since then. And then I'm back here in Dallas now. And now I'm a pickleball obsessed and doing all the things pickleball.
I love it. Pickleball obsessed for real. What small town in Arkansas? Is it El Dorado?
It is not, but that's funny. It is another one. It's like north of the state, in Springdale, Arkansas.
Okay. Never heard.
It's close to the University of Arkansas.
Oh, what is that, in Fayetteville?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still, never been that way. Like, typically, like, we would go leaving Dallas because my grandparents on my mom's side lived in Memphis.
Okay. Through Little Rock, yeah.
Yep. So we would go through Little Rock, Texarkana.
Yes.
All that.
It's pretty through there.
It is. I used to love, I remember as a kid, used to love looking at the little rocks on the side by Hope, Arkansas.
Yes.
That's where Bill
I've been through Hope.
That's Bill Clinton's home.
It is.
Yeah. Ain't nothing, again, respect to Arkansas, but there's just not much there.
There's not. It's a lot of nature, a lot of hiking, diamonds. If you go mining for diamonds, you can do that.
You know what? I did see that the other day, that you can go in whatever diamond you keep. Like, you pay like a little small fee and then you can keep it.
Exactly.
Somebody out there needs to be engaged to somebody. Like,
somebody.
I mean, but like, how much time would you have to waste doing that?
You know, I don't know how often somebody finds diamonds. There's like a place you can go and they have like all these fields, right? And you can go bring your own tools and stuff and dig. Whatever you find, you keep. And I don't know how often somebody finds something.
I'm gonna doubt that it's rare, because if it was all the time, then it'd be overrun with people.
Exactly.
Okay. Well. Oh well. So how did you get into being a pickleball fiend?
Yeah, first time I played pickleball was actually with my parents, like 10 years ago. And they were on vacation in this retirement village in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So I went to go hang out with them for the day, and they're like, you got to come play this game. It's called pickleball. I had no idea what it was. I had played tennis in high school, so I was like, surely it can't be that terrible. And so I played once with them. I feel like I did okay. I don't really remember. I completely forgot about it. I never played again until about 4 years ago. I was at a place, well, let me backtrack. 5 years ago, I had gone to visit my family back in Arkansas and ended up having a blood infection and a kidney infection and was in the hospital for a week and almost died.
What?
So, yeah, it was crazy. But
wait, how did that happen?
I don't know. Doctors don't know. They did a lot of blood tests, and they said it could have come from something, because since I traveled to a lot of countries, it could have come from something years ago and been dormant. It could have been a food. They really didn't know.
That's scary.
Yeah. But thankfully, I am still here, but the recovery process was a long time. It took me, I stayed in Arkansas with my family for like a month after that, because it took me that long before I could even walk to the mailbox and back on my own. It was a lot. It took a lot out of me.
Wow.
And then a few months later, I'm back into working out and being active again. And then fast forward, I just got to a point where I just had no desire to, this is early 4 years ago. I'm trying to think what years, 2020, I guess, beginning of COVID. Just zero desire to work out, go to the gym, really do anything. I kind of just hit a season of depression, and I honestly it was hard to get out of the house, out of bed, whatever. Just the weight of the world and everything at that time was a lot. And so I had moved back to Dallas. I was in Phoenix, moved back here. And then I was looking online. I was I've got to do something. I've done enough mindset training and been an entrepreneur for long enough to know that if I don't change something, nothing's going to change. And so I'm how do I get outside to do something active that's fun, that I doesn't feel like I'm dreading it? And so I was I remember playing pickleball, and I had seen some things about it recently at that time. And so I went on Facebook. I just looked up groups for pickleball in the area I was at in McKinney. Found this public group for the public courts, joined it. Someone had said in the chat, hey, we need a fourth person. And so I commented on a stranger's post and said, I'll come play. I don't have a paddle. I don't have anything. I've literally only played one time 5 years ago. And so they said, come on. And that's kind of where it started. So I went once a week, and I played with them once a week. Same group of ladies, gave me a paddle. And that's kind of where my journey started.
And it just escalated from there.
It did. I was outside in the sunshine, getting vitamins, being active. And so I moved from once a week to twice a week to 3 times a week. Wow. And I was, so then it became twice a day. And I'm an athlete, college athlete, high school athlete. So competition is just in me. Yeah. And I don't like doing things I'm bad at. So I was I have to get better. All of these people who are older than me are out here crushing it and killing me. And so that's when I was I got to get better.
Jeez, that's crazy. Twice a day, morning and night?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. It paid off, though. It did, I mean, what I've learned, though, is there's levels, so many levels to the sport and to being good. I guess that's with any sport, but you think you're good, and then you see somebody else and you're oh, actually I'm really bad. Yeah.
Hey, that makes sense. So you said you were an athlete in high school and college, tennis?
No, in high school, I played tennis. I played a lot of sports in high school. I ran track. I was a cheerleader. I played volleyball and tennis in high school. And then in college, I just did track and cheerleading. And then I did intramural tennis and intramural flag football, but yeah.
but the competitive genes run deep.
They do.
Not much competitive. I mean, I guess cheerleading is competitive of sorts, but not like rigorous, like you're playing like pickleball kind of competitive.
Exactly.
So I guess that didn't really like light the fire of competition.
It did, yeah. So I started doing like tournaments. I was like, okay, let me see how I stack up to other people. Yeah. And I started, that was kind of like my road to like, after my first tournament, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this like for real. And so I was like, let me just see how long it takes me to get to like, I guess I would say like a rating system like tennis is how pickleball is done. So it's like you start with a 2.0 up to a 5.0 is kind of your amateur range. And then above that starts your pro level range. Yeah. And so my goal still is to hit 5.0. I'm not that delusional to where I think I can be a pro, but I'd like to be at the highest level of amateur competition for sure.
Wait, why can't you be a pro? I've watched you play. You're really good.
Thank you. First, but I don't know. I've watched pros play, and I've like, there's just a skill that is their natural talent. I mean, you're talking like the people who are pros are like former professional tennis players. Oh, like that's just another level.
Yeah, the guy whose clinic who you just had to do a clinic. That guy was like, I mean, just again, I've never played pickleball in my life, but watching the way that he was instructing and telling people, he's like, oh no, if you got like turn the paddle this way. I'm like,
yeah, it's like just really small details and like technique changes.
I'm like, is it that serious?
I guess it changes everything.
Really?
He's amazing. And I did some of the drills in that clinic, and he like told me something, and it's like changed how I hit the ball a certain way since then.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a pro for, what was his name again? I forget.
Shout out Connor Garnett.
That guy, Connor Garnett.
He's amazing.
So nice.
Super nice.
Nice human being. Like, anyway, so now that you have finished like that kind of high school competition, all that, you do pickleball. Like you said earlier that you were an entrepreneur for a long time. Like what did you do?
Yeah, so I've done a few things, which is kind of what's led me to where I'm at now with Pickleball Escapes. So I've been a part of network marketing for a long time. So that's kind of where it started. And just building a team and growing that, running events. That's how I learned to run events, because that was just kind of trial by error. And as you build a team, our team grew really fast. And so we were running weekly events, monthly events. And then we started doing huge conventions, kind of like, I don't know, Mary Kay, Herbalife, the big conventions, right? Wow. But like just for our team, we had like 5,000 people. So I was running those. It was me and like 3 people who put those together. And I was taking, Pickleball Escapes came from just taking that knowledge and mixing it with the passion of pickleball and merging the two. So now planning retreats and trips for pickleball enthusiasts.
Yeah, that's really dope. Like that's a really, really good idea. Especially like, I mean, I don't know how big pickleball is outside of America, but I mean, is it pretty large?
Yeah, I actually think it might be bigger in certain places, not everywhere, but in like certain countries, like it's got a good population, and I will say it's big, but I still think it's really small, even though it's like literally all over the place and everyone's playing left and right. But relatively speaking to other sports, basketball, football, like soccer, tennis, it's super small, and there's still so much growth that can happen and will happen.
They said it's like one of the fastest growing sports, like professional sports leagues. I don't know if it was the PBA or PPA.
Yeah. It definitely is fastest growing. And it's definitely on a high trajectory.
Guess that's why we need to own teams.
Exactly. And get in now.
Get in now. Yeah. Somebody want to give us a couple $1 million?
No, and we're looking for an investor.
That too. A silent investor who doesn't ask for anything in return. They just go, here's money.
Here's money, and they pray for us to do well.
Yes, absolutely. And then when they say, where's my equity? You say, there is none. You're just an angel investor who gave willingly and freely.
Yes.
How has that been, just planning escapes, especially like retreats for people? I mean, you would think that some people would be like super gracious. And I mean, I guess it's depending on where you go, if you go internationally with people, like how that would be, like it would be, I don't know, like I mean, I guess you got to use a lot of creativity to be able to plan something because you got to entertain people outside of just pickleball.
Right.
So
yeah, so you want to have obviously other things for people to do while they're there. The goal behind it is for people just to get away. I feel like it should be for people who have played before, who haven't played before. So I want like it's open to all levels.
Sure.
Right now I'm just setting the retreats like a planned like itinerary.
Mhm.
And it's like you come with you plus one, right? And so it's all at resorts, own rooms, etc.
Yeah.
With amenities. Right now I'm going to tropical locations, so they're obviously like where people want to go, like a beach, an ocean, things to do. And then like excursions planned as a part of it, right?
Yeah.
Bringing in coaches and pros to teach clinics and do like games and mini tournaments. Just have a variety.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah. And eventually, I didn't mean to cut
go
you
ahead,
off.
go ahead.
Eventually, I want to do it like just for like small groups, right? Like families or friends or like organizations. So it's like it can be more catered towards like a specific group.
Yeah.
And then you could get into like different locations because you could do Airbnbs with pickleball courts, right? And so there's just a lot of options.
Okay. I like it. This just randomly popped in my head. Is pickleball big in India?
It's getting there. It definitely has a growing population and people playing it. They have professional pros playing in like leagues and stuff. So it's definitely growing in India.
Because I was just thinking about cricket. Like
yeah.
it reminds me kind of not like it reminds me more of tennis, but just the fact that, you know, a lot of people in India play cricket, you would think it would just kind of translate over.
Yeah, cricket, racquetball is a sport a lot of people come from to play pickleball.
Oh.
Yeah, ping pong or table tennis. Even a lot of soccer players because of just the footwork it requires.
Ooh.
A good friend of mine who plays and he's on the pro tour, he came from a professional soccer background.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That I wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah.
Because it just remembering what Connor said, it's like, hey, you can cut over to half the other side of the court. That's okay. I mean, if it makes your shot, if it helps your team, especially if you're playing doubles, if it helps your team, then do it.
Look at you being a pickleball pro.
See, I'm right there. Hey, while I'm filming and doing all my work, I listen. I hear everything.
That's good.
I hear everything. Again, never played, but I hear everything. So
once you do play, though, you'll understand how to do it already.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I get really obsessive about things, and I'm afraid of playing because I don't want to obsess about it.
That is true. I'm 99% sure that's what will happen. So just hold off until you're ready to like dive in.
Yeah, because I would just find myself there's literally an open pickleball court literally down the street from my house. It's just outside, and I see people playing all the time, and I'm like, one time an older gentleman was like, hey, do you have time to play? I was like, no, I don't. Because I knew myself that if I've stood there and played long enough, or even just played one time,
it turns into 5 hours. Yeah.
And I'd get really obsessive, and then I'd have to like apologize to my kid. They'd be like, where were you? I'd be like, I was playing pickleball with an old man in the park. I'm like, what? No.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. But I want to play, but I'm just afraid. I mean, I become obsessed with everything: music, photography, podcasting.
Yeah, I get it. And I think pickleball has such an easy entry level for people that's why it's easy for people to like become obsessed and keep playing, because it's not like a high learning curve, you know?
Yeah. And then especially when you play against someone who's better than you rise to the level.
Exactly.
And then you want to beat them. Or at least maybe that's just me. I'm like,
no, that's me too. Always.
We're competitive people.
Yeah.
I just want to beat you. And then when I beat you, I'm like, ha, next. And then set my
yeah, then you go to the next person. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I could be a pro at this.
You know, for like a hot minute, I was delusional and thought that, but you know, I've come back to reality.
Again, I think you could. I think
Thank
you
you.
should.
You know, maybe like senior pro, you know.
Senior pro is wild.
When I hit 50.
Senior pro is wild. Not 50. No.
Yeah.
You're youthful. You're in your 20s.
I wish.
I know, but you know.
We're gonna forever in my 20s.
Always. We're speaking by faith.
That's right.
I feel like
we're aging backwards. That's what it is.
Hey. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm aging backwards. People tell me all the time I look like I'm 20, and I'm like, y'all are funny.
I know. I get that a lot. Obviously, I'm short too, so that doesn't like help my case. But
they're like, oh my gosh, dude, this is so random, but I'm just random. Has anyone ever just like patted your head and be like, oh?
Shockingly, yes, more times than you would think.
Oh, that's hilarious. Did you say it happens more than you think?
Yeah, it's not like a ton, but like it's been more than once.
Oh, it's so demeaning. It's like, hi, you're a grown woman. Hi, little girl.
Exactly.
That's so demeaning. People suck.
People
suck sometimes. Oh well. So creative Raysha, where do you find inspiration for your creativity? Because I mean, you have to be creative in finding and planning trips, but I mean, outside of that, just in general, where do you seek and find inspiration?
You know, it's a crazy question because for the longest time, I would have told you, like, I'm not a creative person. I'm not creative. Like, growing up, like, you know, through being a kid, teenage years, college even, like, I'm not a creative person. I'm more of like, I don't know what the opposite of creative is, but...
Analytical?
Yeah. And I'm more analytical, right? And so I've really had to just, like, go out on a limb. I think it did come from my network marketing years. Of just having to do certain things and to go outside of my bubble. Yeah. And, you know, just random things that I had to start with in the creative aspect of like designing flyers or designing a run of show and so how, you know, all of those things. And then it was like, oh, okay, actually I can do this. And then like, okay, what can I do next? And just like slowly trusting that like, oh, maybe I do have some sort of creativeness, you know, within me. Yeah. And inspiration comes from me now of just like being away from people and out in nature, just kind of like withdrawing like on my own is kind of like where I refuel and
yeah. When you're in I get because this sounds really bad, but I don't mean it to be bad. Sometimes I feel like nature is a white people activity. I don't mean that to be. It's just like friends send me videos of like I saw a video earlier today of a family. They were walking, and a bear was just like kind of just walking behind them, and I'm like, oh, you too deep in the forest. Like,
yeah. That's a little far, but yeah, I can see that. I do like hiking. I like traveling, like those are the things, but like camping, I grew up camping. And so it's just, I don't know. I feel like at peace there. It just feels like calm and quiet, seeing the stars, like all of those things.
Oh, I mean, I've been camping. Like, I don't mean like all nature's out white people activity, but I mean like just like
walking with bears for sure.
Yeah. Going so deep where a bear's just like, oh, hi, you're in my house. You're like,
yeah, it's a little far.
That's just, it's a little
far for my taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to be alive.
I like being alive too.
Yeah. Although I have, not a bear, but I have swam with sharks. So I don't know. I have done some crazy things.
That's crazy. That's wild. So, okay. Are you more afraid of nature on land or in the sea?
I think probably in the water. It took a lot of encouraging for me to get into the ocean with the sharks. And they had to reassure me that they were nice and that they just hang out and swim around.
I don't think that I could do it.
And I was the last person to hop in the water.
Oh yeah, no, because they'd be like, "Oh, what is that a seal over there?"
Mhm.
No, yeah, I couldn't do that.
Seal.
I couldn't do it. No, I just couldn't.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ocean definitely scares me more, but I love it still.
It. I think what scares me most about the ocean is that it's so vast and like we've not even cracked the surface on how deep it is. Yeah,
Yeah, and you can't see everything that's there, like,
yeah,
and you just don't know. Like, there's so many probably like species of like fish and things there that we just haven't ever come across that God created. Like, it's just so many.
yeah. A lot of like I was reading Genesis a couple weeks ago in the Bible, and it talked about like how like the earth was formless and it had like the deep void and stuff. But then I was like, hey, when God flooded the earth, like he obviously he covered a bunch of stuff, but like, does that mean like he doesn't want us to like he flooded it so much for like 150 days that he
Yeah,
don't want us to go
back.
down? Like there's stuff down there that he's like, hey,
Let's just keep it there.
it's not for you. It's not for you people. I
Right.
buried it for a reason.
I can see that. Yeah,
I,
just let it be.
yeah. Yeah. See, Titanic's on the bottom of the floor for a reason. Like
Mhm.
Ocean Gate
And
people.
the expedition that would happen what last year?
Oh, the Ocean Gate stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
like
y'all don't need to be down there.
mm-mm.
Oh, there's no need for it. Let it go.
There's enough up here to explore.
Absolutely.
Like,
Machu Picchu,
mhm.
Mount Everest,
Yes,
I don't know, all the 7, 8 wonders of the world. Go do that.
yeah, that's actually on my list is to go see all the wonders of the world.
How many have you seen?
That's a great question. I think I've been to one, two, one.
Which one?
It is in Mexico, Chichen Itza.
Okay. Yeah. Did
It's
does it ever change? Because like wasn't Niagara Falls one, but then Victoria Falls is one now,
oh,
or
is it? I don't know. I thought
I
there
don't
was like the old wonders of the world and the new wonders of the world, and there's like X amount of each.
I don't know. Like that is a good
Great question.
Googleable question because I surely don't know. Like what? Why would they change? Like why would you have old wonders? They're still wonderful.
Yeah.
Come on, world. What are you doing? You just want people to go visit places.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah, spend money at certain places.
Yeah. See, but all like the cool wonders of the world, like the Taj Mahal, like
Mhm.
Victoria Falls, I see people all the time like they do like they like lean out and they're like, ha, take my picture. I'm like, ha. I would be like that one person and like, just let him go. Let him go. I just like start sliding out and they're like,
No.
yeah, I couldn't do it. There's a lot of weird, intricate things. I would love to do it. I just have a really bad fear of dying
That's
doing
fair.
those
It's probably a
things.
healthy fear, you know?
Yeah. I was again, this sounds really bad, but I don't mean it to be bad. The other day there's in China there's like these stairs. I guess they're called like stairs to heaven.
Yes, I've seen.
Okay. So I had never seen it until Sunday. And Sunday I was like looking and I was asking somebody, I was like, would you do this? And he was like, oh no, I'm not. Mind you, he's a white guy. He was like, nah, I'm not that white. And I was like, really? And so then another person walked in and I was like, would you do this? He's like, oh yeah, absolutely. And I was like, ha, confirmed. He's like, I was like, white people who would just are adamant, like, yes, I'll do it. And then like, I was like, are you afraid of dying? He was like, absolutely not. He's like, I love the thrill. I was like,
I like a thrill, but not that much.
no,
That's like a heart attack.
I'm fearful
Yes.
of my thing is like falling because when I was, have you ever been to the old Ranger Stadium?
Yes.
Okay, upper decks, like
Uh-huh.
300 seats. Okay,
Those scare me.
yes, but it's the escalator. When like I wouldn't have this fear, but when I was 9 years old, a guy was like he was super drunk and he was like pushing people out the way to get up the escalator. Not that it was moving any faster, but he like pushed by me and like I almost fell over. And it was the one like where you could fall over and then be on the street. But my dad grabbed me. But like ever since then, I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, that would do it for me too.
Just heights. I mean, even we went to New York a few years ago, and even in the Empire State Building, just I'm behind glass, and I'm like, oh, don't like that. I'm like, I can't fall.
That's funny. I did go to the top of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Whew.
But it's also like the one in New York. It's like sealed, you know, like when you're that high, like you can't fall. But
how was Dubai?
One of my favorite places.
Really?
I love it so much.
Would you go back? I mean, obviously you'd go back.
I've been back a few times, and I would go back. Yeah.
So I've been back a few times.
Look, if I could move there, I would.
Really?
Yeah.
What's so good? I mean, again, all love to United Arab Emirates. What's so good about it?
I like the diversity of cultures there. I understand there's obviously a history. There's a history everywhere, and it's probably never good of how a country is started and how politics are run.
Yeah.
But as far as like what there's to offer to live there, especially like it's mostly expats and people who aren't from there that live there. The architecture is beautiful. The weather is beautiful. I like warm weather, so like desert climate is awesome to me. And yeah, I don't know, I just like the difference of culture. To me, it kind of is like how, you know how Miami is very much like a melting pot of like Latin America?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dubai kind of is that to me for like Middle East and Europe.
Oh. I need to go over there then.
Yeah, and it's just got really cool architecture and places to visit and see.
One of my favorite things to do is to look at homes. And so like there's this guy, his name is Enes Yilsumer. He actually does a lot of Dubai home tours. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Dude, it's crazy.
Oh, the homes are so beautiful. I mean, insane prices. 80, 90 million for but beautiful.
It is crazy amount. You have to have a lot of money to live there, right? And it's an approval process. But to visit as like just like to go visit for a week or so. Yeah. Like it's super reasonable.
I didn't know there was an approval process to live there.
Yeah. If you're not from there, yeah.
Oh. Have you looked into this?
Not that far, no.
I was like, we need to get Raysha some dollars.
Yeah, right?
I mean, you like these, I don't know how you like these desert climates, Phoenix. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, and I love Texas. Like, I just like the warm weather.
So so winters are like the bane of everything.
Cold, dark. I just don't do it. I'm like a whole different person when the sun comes out. Like, a whole different person.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's I don't know. The heat for me. The heat is just, I like 72 and sunny California. Like,
okay.
All day, every day. Miami's cool. I love New York, but
I don't mind the cold. Like if I'm going skiing, right, for like a week or like there's like a purpose with it. Yeah. But not just like a day to day. Not for me. It's not for me.
It's not for you. I mean, you can't, obviously pink is your favorite color. You can't really rock pink in the middle of winter.
No, because you have 50 layers on and you just have a big black coat over everything.
That is very true. That's so true. So all right, what do you think has been, but outside of your networking, what do you think has been the most creative thing that you've ever kind of done?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go personal stuff and then like outside of that, I guess like just personal creative stuff is like, I know this sounds very trivial, but like just coloring my hair is like, and like playing around with that. As far as what? No, yeah, I have. Not right now. I went to a professional, but I have, yes. And so I think that probably on like a small personal creative aspect, maybe some of the projects actually that I worked on at social, serving.
Yeah.
Like being a part of that process has been really like probably some of the top creative stuff I've done.
I like it. We love social.
Love. You know,
Create.
outside of pickleball back in Cove, like when I started playing like 4 years ago, like that along with finding social was so pivotal, and like me and obviously Jesus through all of that, using those things. And it was so pivotal in like me going from like where I was and the mindset I was at to where like to like a healed place and like whole. Yeah, love.
What helped outside? I mean, obviously, pickleball helps significantly, but what else did you do to help pull yourself out of that? I I had just talked to one of my friends, and she was saying that she had a really bad burnout. She had gotten fired from her from her former job, and she ran to be an entrepreneur as well. But she was experiencing like severe burnout, and we were talking about how she how pulling herself out of the burnout was a lot of depressive days and a lot of depressive nights and weeks and
Yeah.
months. Um, and then she had and then there's some other stuff going on in her life, but eventually, like kind of like we were saying, how you were saying earlier, she just made a decision like, I can't stay here, and I'm
Yeah.
just going to take one small step to another one to another one.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I was at then. And it was just like, okay, I just got to get to tomorrow, right? Like, I just have to get to tomorrow. And really, in that situation, the Holy Spirit was like the biggest thing of like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like, I didn't do anything to get out of that. It was just me drawing closer to Jesus. And like, by doing that, it allowed me to get out of that. Okay. And I think even more recently, like the end of or beginning of last year, I actually hit a place in like business wise of doing an event of just like full on anxiety attack. I never had that before. And I'm like, and not that I'm like not sensitive to people who have been through that. I just didn't understand it. And it's like, you know, I don't want to say I just get over it because that's not what I feel, but like, it was like, how can it be that hard to like, just like as a mindset to get through that? But until you experience it, you don't get it.
Yeah.
And for me, like, so that feeling that your friend was talking about of like sleepless nights, crying every night, like at nights I would go to sleep just like worship music on repeat, Ryan Ellis music like on repeat, just breathing, right? Like just like counting breaths, like days and weeks.
Yeah.
And like I knew that I was like what it was, and it's like I'm not gonna rush myself out of it to just like try to cover it. I just want to deal with this. And so part of me getting past that, more than depression, the anxiety of life, and I kind of, I guess maybe came from a burnout, is like knowing it would be only a season and that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, because I had gone through a season before where I did get through it. And I knew Jesus was there, and I knew there's purpose still in life. And for a while, like probably like a few months last year, like I just didn't talk to people. I just didn't have the capacity. Like I was like just dealing with all the anxiety, and lots of nights of just worship music and breathing, and like, okay, I just got to make it to tomorrow. I just got to make it to tomorrow. And I think that pulled me out. And then slowly, like I just, got to the point where it's like, okay, I can breathe again. I can breathe a little more. I can reach out to somebody. I can have a conversation. I can like do all these things, like just a day at a time.
Yeah. When you were kind of like isolating, like kind of self-isolating.
Yeah.
What was that like? The reason why I ask is because yesterday I've been going through this whole issue about my car for, it's been 4 months, and there's a whole story behind it, but finally in a place where I can actually get my car back. But there's additional steps that I have to take to be able to actually like make it legal and get it back to the way that it's supposed to be. And like, I just had the biggest like panic and anxiety feeling, and it literally it took over my entire day, and like to the point where I just was like really introspective and didn't want to like talk to anybody. I didn't want to talk to the girls. I just was like in my room, just like watching The Office. And I didn't like, I knew that I was experiencing anxiety, but I did not know how to pull myself out. And it even carried over until today,
Yeah.
until literally like 2 minutes before we started this.
Well, man, I'm proud of you for being here then, because that's not easy. And I would like to say that like I have a formula to like get over it tomorrow, but like it took me months of just feeling that and being like, I just have to like, I showed up for what I had to show up for.
Yep.
And I just didn't have any capacity for anything else outside of that. And it just, I knew it was a season, and that's what I told myself. Like, you're not going to feel like this forever. Like you're going to get over it, but don't like rush it and brush it under the rug. Right. Like, don't pretend you're okay. Like, just breathe through it and really like, I don't know, I just a lot of time with Jesus, a lot of time crying. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to know something really crazy? Last night, I had a dream that literally what you just said is what you just said.
Stop it.
So serious.
That is crazy.
Like that happens like very few times, but when you what you just said, I was like, I've heard that before.
Wow.
Where have I heard that? And it was coming from you, and I was like,
wow.
Huh. Crazy.
But yeah, just, I mean, you're going to make it through. I mean, I wish it would be like instant, but God has you, you know?
Yeah. I wish it was instant too. But it's all right. I'm going to get my car tomorrow, and we'll just fit. You know what? Here, I'll tell it. Yesterday, so it all started when I went to the post office, 'cause I had to mail some stuff for my car. And so I was at the post office, and I get there, and I was kind of feeling anxious because it's a whole process. And I walk inside, and I'm like looking around for like the free envelopes. I'm like, I don't see any. So then I have to like walk all the way to the very end and buy some. And the song, this lady was like this lady was busy, but she wasn't busy. And there's a song playing. And because the Holy Spirit told me to worship before I got there, and just turn on worship music and just kind of relax. And so, and I did. And when I get there and I'm talking to this lady, the only thing that I hear in the background is she was listening to the song, and it was What a God by SEU Worship. And I was like, yo, that's my song. That's my song. And I told her, I was like, I love this song so much. I didn't know y'all could play this. She's like, baby, we do what we want. I was like,
I love it.
I was like, okay, all right, God, you see you. So to me, I felt like, okay, cool. You're Elroy, God. You see me. Like, you just needed to let me know in this moment that you see me. Like,
yeah,
I'm doing something that I feel really anxious about, but you see me. Like that makes me emotional right now to think about.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to cry, but
you can cry.
I could, but it's the difference between I can or I want to. I don't want to.
Fair.
I will, but I don't want to. Yeah, but that was just super, super, like, I was like, oh, okay, Lord. All right, you here. So it didn't it helped for like a split second. Like, I was like, okay, I can breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I went and got my little money order, went back to the bank, and then the song was over, and then it was just on to something else. And I was like, okay, well, in that moment, that song was on.
That song was for you. Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. It's crazy how God just like not every now and then, but like just certain moments you remember that he's like, he does something or something happens, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see you. I have you. Like,
just trust.
You're gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Just trust me. I'm like, okay. That I can do. I wish you would hurry up and deliver, but I can't rush you. But all good. Would you ever, Now this is a really random question, but I feel led to ask:
Okay.
would you ever write a book?
Mm. You know, I wouldn't say no. So yes, I probably would. I don't know what it would be about. I don't know where it would go, but I, in the past, had looked at writing like an online course. So I've scripted out some stuff for and that's like a specific thing. I was going to do like an event course on like how to run events and start your own event business. But I would probably look at writing a book. Yeah.
Writing a book on events, maybe?
Maybe life, maybe, I don't know.
Call it the Millionaire Mermaid.
I know. Yeah. That was my Instagram handle. Yeah. And that came because I had colored my hair red. I had red hair for like 3 years.
What? Like, are we talking like Elsa? Wait, not Elsa. Are we talking like the girl from the Disney movie Brave red?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had different shades, but yeah, that was one of them. And so that was kind of at the height of when I was like an Instagram influencer had just started. And like, I was like, I need something catchy. And so a friend of mine actually came up with that.
I was going to ask where it came from.
Yeah.
Cause like, I don't ever see you like wearing like mermaid outfits or anything like that.
Yeah. It came because my hair was so long and it was red. So yeah.
Now we got to change it to the Billionaire Mermaid. I know it don't sound as good,
but it could work. And I was thinking about doing the Pickleball Mermaid.
I like it. Do you like mermaids?
I do. I mean, obviously like fictional, but I like the fact that they're unique and I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just do.
Okay. No shade. Like, I was like, cause you was out here diving in the sharks.
Right.
In the shark's home.
No, I didn't dive. It was like a tiptoe.
Like, was it awful? Like you had to like get off a boat?
Yes. It was like, so we were out, I was in Belize, right? With one of my good friends, Courtney.
Baller.
And she has a friend that gave us a tour, the whole like island where we stayed. And you can go like a mile off of the shore and like the, what is it called? I don't know. Like, it's only like, it was like waist deep, right? Not even waist deep out there. Like you could just walk, right? So we came off of a boat, yes, but I could like touch the ground.
Oh, okay. I thought we were like talking like you were like in the middle of said ocean.
No, I don't think I would do that.
Where you can't touch the ground. Like,
no, like where you see them like in boxes and like the crazy killer sharks coming. No, that's not me.
Yeah, like you're not in the cage.
These are like baby sharks, like right here. Oh, okay. Right here. Yeah. Okay.
I can do a baby shark, just a good punch to the baby shark and it's like just go away.
Exactly.
I thought you were talking like middle of the ocean in the cage.
No, that's extreme.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. Not for me.
Okay, well, I applaud you tiptoeing your way out there.
Thank you. Just doing hard things.
We were made to do hard things. I've started asking everybody this. Raysha, if God himself came down in a cloud or some sort of physical form and literally asked you, what is your dream? Tell it to me in great detail.
Ooh.
I will make it so. I'll snap my fingers and everything will align just for my daughter.
Wow.
What is that dream?
Ooh, that's crazy to think about. The dream would be to be in a family, relationship, married, kids. Yeah. The dream would be to impact as many people as possible. Whatever, to me, that looks like through pickleball right now, because I've seen it impact myself. I've seen it impact others through like with mental health. I've seen what it can do. It's not just a sport to me. Like it is to an extent because it is, but it's more than that. I've seen community be built around it. So the dream to me would be to have my business grow, not just to grow for personal gain, but just because I would see the impact of like other lives change through it.
Yeah. I love it. How do you get there? the reason I've never told anybody the reason why I ask. The reason why I ask people what their dream is because if you'd ask me what my dream, I could literally lay it out, just tell you, and tell you the reason why and all that stuff. But with it, if you don't know like where you're going and what your vision and your dream is and how you get there, a lot of people have dreams, but they don't know where to start.
Right.
And just even by simply like spitting it out, your mind starts to rewire and starts working. Go, okay, I finally said that thing out loud. Like,
yeah.
And then you're like, okay, cool. How do now your spirit, again, not everybody, but some people, their spirit gets like all riled up. And it's like, okay, well, now that I talked about it, how do I make this happen?
Go do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've started by, a lot of it is networking, right? Or like finding people or things that align with the vision of what I'm trying to build. Not like in a sense, like where like I'm only talking to people for that reason, but like just naturally I've come across, God has opened doors and I've met some crazy, incredible people that just align with the same vision of what I'm trying to do. And I think also I used to be like such a planner and like I need to have control over everything, but actually like taking a step back from that and being okay to pivot in whatever way God says is actually helping that plan so much more of like where the dream is, because it's like, it doesn't have to look one way. It can look a few different ways and it could be a different way of how I get there than what I see. So just being open to what God has in store.
Yeah.
And not just like me having 100% control over everything.
That's really hard to like let go of control.
So hard.
Yeah, it's a constant struggle, because if we knew, if God would like literally just expand our brain and be like, hey, you know now what I know, like you would just be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm just going, you do you, Lord. But it's not like that. Like we fight ourselves constantly on like wanting to make everything perfect. And sometimes we have to literally give it up and just go, it ain't the way that it's going. This is not how I thought this would be.
Yeah. And sometimes that's better. Like I get to the dream faster that way, because God's like, yeah, I know that's what you want. Just stop trying to do it this way.
Facts. Let it go. Let me work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the hardest, most frustrating, most beautiful, most infuriating thing to literally let go. But hey, he knows better than we do.
Yeah.
He can see further than we can. We didn't really talk about it, but earlier you were saying that you are now with doing like head of brand.
Yes. So along that goes kind of into like part of the plan of the dream, right? Is like the connections I've made over the past year with pickleball. And currently I am at the Pickler, overseeing the team there. And then I just started working with a paddle company called 60. And so I'm like director of the brand activations at the PPA tournaments, which is the pro tour. So I've started traveling with them a good bit. There's like 20 different events in the course of a year, and representing that company. And it's just been really amazing. I've only done 3 so far, but it has been so incredible.
How long, just because I'm curious, how long is a pickleball season? And are all of the matches always outside?
There's not really a season. It's really year round. They usually take like December off.
Gotcha.
And that might change. Like it's a new sport, right? So there's just a lot of variables, and just kind of, I think everybody, even at the professional level, is just figuring it out as they go. And just, like, see if this works, try it. If it doesn't work, change it, right? Sure. That's how new it is. And then most of the matches are outside. There's a lot of indoor facilities, especially at like the recreational level. Even in Dallas, there's a ton of indoor places to play. But the tour itself, like pro tour, is mostly outdoor. There's like 3 or 4 indoor stops.
Gotcha. That's cool. Where's like the biggest hub in Metropolis Is it like outdoors in like Phoenix area?
It would be, I would say Phoenix or Florida are probably the two biggest.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why Phoenix? I mean, it's so hot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Phoenix, but I know Florida because just such a tennis state, like in background. But and maybe Arizona is too. I'm not sure.
I don't know. But when I heard Connor say, Connor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when I heard him say, he's like, I'm gonna go back to Phoenix. I was like, for what? Why?
Yeah.
You want to go there?
Pickleball is huge there. I mean, outside of like the 3 months of summer, Phoenix is like the perfect weather.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah. It's like 70 in January. Like it's perfect.
Okay. Okay.
And then like February and March is like 80-ish.
Oh. Now,
and I love 80. Like that's perfect.
Is it a Dallas 80?
No, it's a dry 80.
Okay. Okay.
It feels so in Phoenix. It feels like Dallas in the summer when it hits like 115, 120 in Phoenix. It feels like 105, 110 here. So that's the equivalent.
Oh. Okay. The rest I could do
outside of that. Yeah. You just stay inside for that. Even I stay inside for that.
But your pickleball compatriots are outside playing.
No, they might be. You're right. They're crazy. Yeah. The tour doesn't stop there in the summer.
No. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're just like, hey, we're going to go to like New York or the Midwest.
Yes.
I always pick on Des Moines, Iowa. I don't know why.
Have you been there?
No.
Me either.
I probably should visit because it's like my default example, like the middle of the United States. I'm like, Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines.
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe the Lord is calling us there.
Maybe.
No, we're
Texas. I don't think anything is there, though.
I don't think anything's there either. I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. And I don't know if I've met one person from there.
I've never met someone. There's a few states that I've never met somebody from. Iowa.
Yep.
North and South Dakota.
Okay.
My last therapist before the one I have now, she actually was living in Boise, Idaho. And she was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful here. You should buy a house here. I was like, no.
Idaho is nice. I've been to part of Idaho, Idaho Falls, and it is pretty up there.
She was like, all the billionaires are moving here. I was like, they can have it. I used to want a house in Montana.
Montana's beautiful.
Yeah, it's big sky country. But then I was like, maybe within months,
you'd be sick of it. It's slow.
It snapped back. Cause I just wanted to have a house there for like fall and winter, like where it's just like beautiful because we don't get real leaf changes here. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I can just go up there, experience the weather. But then, then they started talking about, oh, we're seeing grizzly bears in Colorado. And I'm like, well, it's just a few states away. It can walk.
Yep.
Elk, moose. And now that they're trying, or they did bring back the dire wolves.
I just saw that.
And they're just they released the wolves in
that's crazy.
In Colorado.
Did they?
Oh yeah. They reintroduced wild wolves. They
into the wild.
Yeah.
I saw an article on that. It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah. For what? Why? We exist peacefully without them. You don't need this. So yeah, I don't want to wake up one day and then just all of a sudden, wolf.
Yeah, Colorado is pretty though.
Oh yeah, Colorado is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, there's enough wildlife around here. One night, I saw a bobcat.
I've seen lots of bobcats. Yeah.
It was a big butt, and I was just like,
I saw a little baby one. It was so cute.
Just go take it. Like, come here, baby.
Exactly.
Until it gets older.
Yes.
Just claw your face off.
Yeah. No, I don't want that.
No, I did. I don't remember if this was in Frisco, maybe 2 years ago. They're like, oh, there's a wolf running around.
Wow.
I was literally driving down the street from my house, and I swear, even both girls were in the car, and they were like, "Is that a wolf?" It was sitting on the corner of a street, just sitting there and just staring.
Like a little dog.
Yeah, but it was massive. I mean, it was huge. I was like,
I haven't ever seen a wolf. Growing up in Arkansas, we definitely had coyotes, and they're smaller, but
still, like, same general family.
Yes.
No. That's too much. That's too much for me. I just can't. So I think the things we've learned on this podcast is Raysha likes being outside. Byron does not.
Yep.
Raysha likes she tolerates the ocean just like with her pinkies and her toes. Byron stays far away from that. So yeah, if you ever want to do something, Byron likes doing things inside.
Okay.
Things where you can't get hurt. And Raysha likes being outside.
Yep.
That's all we learned. Raysha, I appreciate you doing this. Let's wrap this thing up. If the people want to follow you and help support you, or even want to like hire Pickleball Escapes to be able to like plan pickleball events, do you teach people?
I do. I don't really promote it that much, but I do. I got my certification earlier this year, so I am certified to teach. So yeah, beginner lessons, call me up.
Cool. Congratulations. What, like, if people want to follow you on Instagram and all that jazz, plug away.
Yeah, Instagram is at the Millionaire Mermaid, and also at Pickleball Escapes. My website is pbescapes.com.
Boom.
Easy and simple.
So simple. I like it. Raysha, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on and letting me share. And yeah.
Absolutely. I couldn't think of another person. When I first, again, I said this before to somebody else, but I do mean this for real. When I first started doing this, I was like, man, who are creative people that I know? And I was like, oh, well, obviously Raysha. Like,
I just love that you think I'm creative. It's like still like I'm getting better, but it's still like something I have to like tell myself, like, yeah, you are creative.
I mean, again, but I see the thing is, I guess because I look at it from a different perspective, because like I watch how you killed it at social, and then I watch how you have like killing it with Pickleball Escapes, and even your Christmas party, like just watching all of it in general, I'm like, oh, because I know that I can't do stuff like that. I suck at planning events and stuff like that. So that is a creative skill in and of itself. And I'm like, well, like if you need to network with somebody and utilize relational equity, Raysha's the person who, like, she's like the perfect prime example of somebody.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. This was fun.
So fun.
We'll do this again.
Yeah, this went by so fast.
It really did, right?
Yeah, it's
crazy. Okay, everybody. Bye. See y'all next week. Peace.
See ya.